Hi everybody, my name is Megan and I'm coming to you from the Humane Education Department at the Edmonton Humane Society, and welcome back to Connect with Pets. This week's activity, we are going to be making our cat scratch posts. A great enrichment for cats who maybe are scratching things that they shouldn't in your house, but we want to give them something they can scratch because scratching is something that's totally normal for cats. So it's relatively easy. All you need is some corrugated cardboard, which we'll talk about more in a second. You're definitely going to want some scissors, bigger pair the better. You're going to need some pipe cleaners. You might want to use a pencil, and you're going to need some glue. Super important that this is labeled as non-toxic glue. This bottle doesn't have this label on it, but very important for you at home that you are getting non-toxic. This is going to be around animals, and if they decide to chew on it instead of just scratch it, we want to make sure that it's something safe that they can use. So to get started, you're going to take your cardboard. Now, I was talking about corrugated cardboard. You want to make sure that there are those holes that are on the side there. That's the side that the cat is going to be scratching going forward. If you don't have those holes, it's just this flat material, not really much that they can sink their nails into, so not as satisfying. So that's why we want to make sure that there's those bumps there. Now, rule of thumb, I like to do about 3 fingers width for each strip that we're going to cut. So if you want to take your pencil, you can do a little dot, you can do a little line, and you can measure out the 3-finger rule, all right? You might want to do it a little bit thicker if you've got tiny fingers, or you can do it a little bit smaller if you notice that it's pretty big. But either way, that's the general rule of thumb, is about 3 fingers width. Now, these aren't easy to cut. It's pretty tricky, so you just have to do your best. Depending on the type of scissors you have, we want to make sure that they're sharp, but not too sharp that you're going to cut yourself. So please do be careful with your fingers. And there's your 1 strip there. Okay, just like that. So now we're going to do it again. We're going to cut our 2nd strip, which is approximately the same width. And we know it's the same length just because it's on the same board. But if in the end they're not the same length, they're not perfectly the same width, that's okay too. So you've got your 2 strips now, and what you're going to do is you're going to actually glue them together like this. So all I do is I take the glue and I'm going to put a generous amount. Remember, our non-toxic glue, we want to make super sure that it is non-toxic before we're giving it to animals. Our non-toxic glue, you want to put quite a bit on so that way it's solid and it's not going anywhere. And then you're going to squeeze them down just like so. Sometimes you might have to hold it depending on if the board is a little weirdly shaped. But either way, you now have the beginning of your cat scratch post. Now, the only downside is we're not even close to being done yet. You want about 20 to 30 of these strips to make it wide enough. So in the end, it's going to look something like this. So it's going to have about 20 to 30 strips across. Think of it in your head as my cat is scratching, you want to make sure both paws can come down on your scratch post. So if your cat is a little bit smaller, you can do it a little bit more narrow. If your cat is bigger, you want it a little bit wider. Now you'll see I've got pipe cleaners on the sides here. This is so that if you want to wrap it, you can hold it onto something, and then that way it's not going to move all over the place when they try and scratch. So that's what that's there for. All you have to do is you take your pipe cleaner and you're just going to poke it through one of the holes. You want to make sure you're picking one that's close to the edge, so then that way it's closer, so that way you're not using up a bunch of the pipe cleaner, and that way the pipe cleaner is not impeding on the scratch part itself. And then that way you can tie it on and you're good to go. And your cat now has somewhere to scratch instead of your couch. So much better. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you want, you can like and subscribe this video, and more content will be coming out to you soon. Have a great day.